pretty brand new. Like she's never been in a relationship, and it's her first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've obviously like, experienced before in a couple of them, and I've caught myself that she's very quiet and conservative. Like she's not very expressive, initiative, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of brought it up in the beginning of our relationship that like that like I like those type of things, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
hope we can work on that. And it was good for a little bit, but some things happened in her life where like she things were not going her way, so she was kind of sad, depressed, and stuff like that. So me knowing that, I gave her like I sent her flowers and I told her I'm here for you, but I'm gonna give you your space, right?
Right.
And one thing I was scared was that she was gonna go revert back to the way she was, which is happening. When we hang out, she's very quiet. Like I try to talk to her, it's not as well. And I'm kind of thinking of like bringing that up conversation again, right? I'm
Okay.
just not sure how it would go.
Okay. And how long have you been together?
About 7 months now.
7 months. How did y'all meet?
At my work, she came up to me and talked to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So has she always been this quiet and lacking in expression?
Yeah, so in the beginning she was. She did tell me that, and I kind of explained to her that like this is like me. I'm me. I'm more physical. Like I like my affection. I like the physical stuff, and like you expressing yourself. Like I'm not saying I need you to be a different person, but if
Mm-hmm.
you could meet like halfway, that'll be nice, right? And she was working on that, but then of course with the life happened and stuff like that, and she reverted back now.
When she was working
So
on it, what did it look like?
So she was kind of initiating more like affection. Like she's not a very affectionate person, right? Affection, talking to me, like telling me, like making me feel good about like compliments and stuff like that, stuff like those type of things,
Okay.
right?
So specifically, what are you looking for in terms of her behavior? Like let's ground it to like specifically what you want her to do.
Okay. So pretty much the way I like explained that, like just like being affectionate, just telling me like just like reassurance, consistency, right? Just thing is like with her is like I have to start the conversation for the gears to start, or there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing happening, right? And I kind of told her like, oh, like yeah, I could do that, but I kind of want you to like talk to me, like just I want to understand you better. I want to know what's on your mind,
Okay.
right?
And when she doesn't do that,
So
how do you, or how does it make you feel when she doesn't do that kind of stuff?
I don't. I feel unnoticed and just like I feel like when we're together, it's like more of a comfortable thing, and I'm putting more of an effort in, and it's not the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So a question to you is, what made you want to be with her in the first place, considering that she's always been this way?
So in the beginning, it was great. Like, of course, the honeymoon phase or whatever, right? She's beautiful. The
Right.
way she is, her morals, she's a hardworking woman. Like, that's what I'm attracted to. I'm not attracted to other stuff like that, right? And in the beginning, it was really good. Like, it was good conversations. There was a lot to talk about. Like, I never, like, really talked in depth in the beginning with anybody. So I got attached to that part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it slowly started dying down after that, right? And of course, the honeymoon phase is like kind of gone at this point, right? So it's just working through that part now.
So when y'all were having these good conversations, were you initiating those conversations that you enjoyed?
That's the thing. Like I would initiate them, but she would carry them on as well too.
Okay. And
It'd be
now
back and forth.
she stopped carrying them on.
Yeah, like she would like answer the question, like not really carry them on like that, you know.
Okay. So when did you notice the shift?
So something happened where like she got denied of school and like not finding a full-time job, and that was like about a month ago. And I was being patient, so it's been about a month of patience. But now I'm starting to realize myself that because these like this keeps on happening now every time we hang out or talk, like even texting, like if I bring up a conversation, like it happens, or just she's just replying to what I said, right?
Okay.
And it's just I'm starting to get a little like resentful and petty about it. Like I will be like, I'll step back, right? I won't continue a conversation or keep the texting alive, like type of thing, you know.
Okay. So at the beginning, you still were initiating. It's just she was giving you a bit more energy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then y'all been together for 7 months.
Hmm.
And you said it started changing a month ago.
Yeah,
And a month ago, she was struggling in school and looking for a job.
So she got denied to all her schools and like that stuff. And she's a pretty emotional person, so she overthinks and just breaks down a lot, right?
Okay, so you got
So,
denied for to go to a particular school.
sorry?
You said she got denied to go to a particular school.
Yeah, for all the schools she applied for and everything. Yeah,
Okay, has she talked to you about that?
yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah,
Okay, how did that affect her?
a lot. So the thing that I really liked is that she said that, oh, like, I'm really not myself right now, and I'm gonna be a different for a little bit because it's really hard on me right now, and I just want you to understand that, which I loved about that, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like, I understand that. I sent her flowers, and I'm like, okay, I'm here for you, but I'm not gonna push anything. Tell me when you're ready, right? So I gave her space at that point, right? It's just that like, it's been a month now, and like, I was hoping that she would like bring back that energy now that it's been a month now, right?
Hmm.
So, but it's still the same.
And this was a really big deal for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, when you bring this issue up to her, how does she respond?
Sorry.
When you bring this issue up to her, how does she respond?
So I haven't. I was planning on doing it yesterday, but she's like really sick or whatever. She's not feeling herself right now, and I haven't brought it up yet. But I really want to because it's low key like kind of eating me up a little bit, and I'm being all this resentful and petty, and I don't want to be that type of man at all.
Yeah, you should bring it up. Talk to her about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, she's sick. I don't know how. Like, I kind of want to like send out a text because like I like from all your videos I've seen, like I'm pretty like I was used to be a really anxious attachment type of person, but I'm more anxious, secure, attached now. Like I'm more secure about everything now too. So it's just I want to look kind of like I'm gonna might have to send a text out saying like, oh, like I know you're not feeling the best right now, but there is something on my mind. But whenever you're feeling better, like let's have a chat.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
so why do you say that you're more secure now? I'm curious.
So back in before my relations, I was not in the best shape. Not like I don't look the best or anything like that. Those type of things kind of got to me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like my first relationship, I got cheated on, so that kind of made me kind of fucked up in the beginning. But now that
Yeah.
I'm older and way older, more stable, more sensible, and like I'm fit now, and I feel more secure about myself. So
Okay.
yeah,
Still sounds like you have anxious attachment though, brother.
yeah,
It's something you can work through, but going to the gym doesn't really resolve that. But yeah, I would have a conversation with her face to face. I wouldn't like just like throw it on her. I would let her know that you would like to talk about this, but like say
yeah,
let her know when she's ready. No rush. Because it's just been a month. Because what you're basically describing is like the connection was cool 6 months, and then there was this event that happened, this triggering event that caused her to kind of change how she engaged you, and then she was communicative about that. She told you she was going to be
yeah.
off for a while.
Yeah,
So if this,
it's just something like, oh, like if I don't break the silence, it's just gonna be silent type of thing.
yeah, yeah. So talk to her about it. Try to see where her head is at. I would try to focus the conversation on like curiosity. You're just trying to be curious about what's going on with her, not necessarily like
Yeah,
my needs, right?
of
Just
course.
start with curiosity. Try to like understand
That's what I want.
how this is
I just
impacting.
want to. I think the biggest thing is that like I don't really fully understand her. I want to understand her better, right? So that way I still feel that I'm quote unquote like wanted, right, and chosen, right, in a way. And but I'm still obviously not like, neglected. Like the thing is like she never asked like, oh, like how's your day or like what's going on, like those type of little things that kind of matter to somebody, or like
Hmm.
sharing little things about just about herself at random times. Those type of things kind of get to me. So
Right. And it's always been like that, right?
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's the other part of this. You have to also understand that you don't want to look at potential with people. So if you're saying like, okay, this is the type of connection I want, and then you're dealing with a woman who has quite literally never given you that, you can't cling to the fantasy that one day she'll magically do so. Now it's
Yeah, but
different. It's different
I
if
think
she
it's not
was
fair to her for me to just sit quiet and just
right.
hope it happens, right? Of
Exactly.
course.
Like it's different if she was doing it before and then like she stopped. Okay, well then that's
Yeah, I
something
think
to
that was
try to
true
figure
too,
out.
because at that point, like we were still talking, still putting our best foot forward, at that time.
Right, but it sounds like even if she did do that part of it, there still would be a lot lacking in the relationship on your end, as far as like a
Yeah, that's
lot
kind of
left to be
something I gotta
desired.
work on too. And I do. I'm trying, right? So,
I
it's been
mean,
a while since I've been in a relationship, right?
I
So,
mean, it's going to be there's a lot that you will be left desiring in this relationship because
that's
you're basically
the one thing
describing.
I've understood is that, like, yeah, of course, it's always going. Nothing. The relationship's not perfect, right? It's just I think this understanding is where the biggest void for me right now is just understanding her and us understanding each other better. Yeah.
I got you, but I want you to hear me though. You are describing a dynamic that is unlikely to occur with this connection. You're describing someone who wants you to like I can tell by even how you're responding to me mentally you're committed to this relationship. So if I say anything that would even suggest that it's not the right fit, you'll probably mentally resist it. Understood. But I do want you to hear me though. If you are expecting this woman to be super affectionate and to initiate with you, and she's never shown you that she's done that, she likely will not do that. Okay, I get that she's pretty. I heard you describe her. The first thing you led with was beauty, and then you described the conversation. So something tells me her beauty is a big variable that's causing you to want to really lean into this connection. Not judging you for it, but just keep that in mind. But just
Yeah.
you can't build a bear a person. Don't work that way. Okay.
All right.
All right,
Thank you so
brother.
much.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. How we feeling, folks? This is a dating and relationship Q&A. If you have any questions pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will invite you up and solve your issue, guaranteed. Guaranteed. If you can't come up, you can also drop your question in the chat. I will answer it there. Just be advised that callers get first priority, okay? If you're on a different platform, Facebook, YouTube, you can also drop your question in the chat. I can answer it. Assuming we don't have a caller. Caller gets first priorities, all right? Hello.
All right, Mom.
What's going on, man? All right. Long distance relationships. I need a specific question, love. You just kind of threw a question mark behind some words. Need a little bit more than that, Bumblebee. What specifically about long distance relationships do you have a question on? I'm gonna bring you up. How about that? Hello. Oh no, I can't hear you, love.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful off of work. So my question is about long distance relationship. I just ended a relationship and he's trying to make me feel bad about it. However, I work full time. He's retired. I'm in school. He's of course retired. He's successful. And I feel like it should be more effort put into the fact that I don't have the availability to travel and he does. And I just want to know, like, with long distance relationships, from a man's point of view, how, like, I don't know how to put this. From a man's point of view, is it up to me to schedule? I know it's not up to me to schedule it. I do know that. I feel like the man should take initiative and schedule and prioritize. Like when, especially if my schedule is conflicting and he has availability. But I don't feel like I'm wrong for actually ending it. I saw that it was inconsistent. It wasn't right. I really hope he's listening to your podcast or whatever, YouTube, anything, because he does listen to relationship advices. Am I wrong for ending it because he wasn't consistent with scheduling?
How long were y'all together?
On and off for 2 years.
Why were you on and off?
Scheduling.
Why'd you keep getting back together if scheduling was a conflict?
Because I really like him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I really liked him. I liked, his business mind. I like his entrepreneurship. I liked who he was as a person, but I didn't like him for me as a partner. So I went constantly in battle. And even now, he still randomly calls and he's like, I'm just thinking about you. And I'm like, of course you would, because, like, why not? I'm a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not messing around. I'm career focused. I'm trying to do something for myself. And he wants me back right now. And I don't think that I should go, but I'm, like, vulnerable because I do love him. And but it's our schedules that are really conflicting. So with long distance relationships, do you have any advice for that?
How did y'all meet?
We met through mutual friends at a event.
Okay. And how many times did this connection end?
3 times.
Okay. So the most recent time was the third time. Okay. And when you said that,
Yes, whatever strike.
okay, and you said that the main problem was he wasn't planning to see you enough?
We would plan it. I would book the hotel, or I would book, like, meeting in between, because I was like, okay, I can spare an hour drive. I can spare, to do this effort on my part, just so it would make it easier for him. So we would make up connection points so that we could meet, and he would flake. He would be like, oh, I can't give you 3 days, I can only give you 2, or I can only do 1 day. And I was like, wait a second, I booked it, it's paid for, now I'm losing money that I'm working hard for.
Mm-hmm. Right. So what was his reason for flaking?
He's retired from his career, but he still owns a business. And he does, like, home improvements. And he's like, oh, well, I have a job I have to do. The last recent job is what really triggered it. And I've been no contact since. Was he was doing a job for a woman. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to spend the night up there and I'm going to shoot down and I'll see you. And I was like, that sounds strange. And then he turned his phone off at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I know what it is. I'm not stupid. I was married for a long time. And I just ended it abruptly. Mm-hmm. And now he's begging for access again. And I'm not allowing him to have access to me like he used to. Like, right now, it's like, I answer the phone, hey, how are you? Okay, have a great day, click. I'm kind of reciprocating the same energy he gave to me now. And I mean it. And I don't, he calls it being spiteful or whatever. And I don't feel like it's being spiteful. I feel like I'm finally setting up boundaries for him. And at this point, he's disrespecting my boundary.
Okay. Okay. So he would flake and he would say because he was busy. Would he like give you the money that you spent on the hotel?
No, never comped anything. It was all like I booked the hotel room. I went, I waited, I checked out. I lost 2 days.
All right. How far apart are y'all?
4 hours.
4-hour drive. And you would never drive to him?
I even sent him gas money.
You would never drive to him?
I wasn't comfortable with going that way because the time frame, like, I was like, I can catch a flight, but I'm scared of flying. So it was more like,
why were you sending him gas money?
because I was like, well, shit, because I drive a premium car. Yeah, gas money, friends, gas money. I was like, I drive a premium car, premium gas car, and so does he. And then he also has like trucks and stuff. So I was like, well, here, if you're doing a side job to get gas money, like, F it, I'll send you, a few change. I've been with him for 2 years, on and off. And I was like, I'll send you money if that's what's required. Like, just meet up with me.
Why would money be required to meet up with you? You say he was successful, right?
Yes.
So why is money required?
I was being like polite. Like, I would just Apple Pay him, Apple Pay him some, just randomly, and be like, hey, this is for lunch, or lunch is on me today. And he would reciprocate the same in the beginning. And then it just felt like I was giving more than I was receiving. And that's why the third cutoff happened after the incident where he was like, oh, I'm doing this job and I'm going to spend the night in this area. I know you guys have a lot to say in the comments. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I can't read them. But I know it sounds silly. It's kind of naive. But I was really hoping that after being single for 5 years and 2 years dedicated to, being in a relationship with him, that he would, show thyself approved. And since he hasn't, it's more so like, I'm just over it. I'm not waiting anymore for the approval. I told him I would rather just be alone. If this is love, like, I would rather be alone.
Okay. And what is your question for me, love?
Like, I don't know. I guess it's more so like venting and getting it out there that women are still being like men want to say like women are taking advantage of men, but I've always paid my own way. And I don't know, this last one kind of like hit me different. It kind of turned me into my villain. And
But do you have a question for me? Because that's what this is for.
yes, I do have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I recognize that I'm seeking men outside of my area. How would you go about approaching long distance relationships?
I wouldn't if I were you.
Wow.
You're afraid to drive. You don't want to drive long distance and you don't want to fly. Why would you want long distance?
I didn't say I don't want to drive. I said I don't have time to.
Okay. Well, that's still a constraint, right? There's still something stopping you from driving.
Okay, yeah, it is my time.
Okay. So, question for you. Why do you want to do a relationship on hard mode then? Why are you intentionally, like, what is the reason for you to intentionally seek a long distance relationship? Not just
Because spending
because
my
you
time
don't,
on corny,
well,
and it's like I live in a small town. So in this small town, most of the men are ran through, and I was married for a long time. So I just don't feel comfortable with dating men in this area. My husband wasn't even from this area.
okay. Well, you're in quite the conundrum, aren't you? Because you want to do long distance and you don't live a lifestyle that
Yes.
you don't live a lifestyle that is congruent with long distance connection. You don't.
So I should just stay single until it does, right?
Yeah, either change, get over your fear of flying, be willing, or change your schedule so that you can drive. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot going on with you that is going to be a problem. For instance, you giving gas money and stuff is you trying to earn that person's love. It wasn't just you being nice. It was, look at how much I'm willing to do for you, so you should love me and pick me. And he did not do so because it's not a winnable strategy.
Well, it wasn't like pick me because I didn't pick him, and I still have money.
You don't have to listen to me, love, okay? When I
Okay,
say
I'll
pick
hear you
me,
again.
I'm not saying pick me as like the way or people use it on social media. I mean that you are literally trying to earn the person's love. That's why you were doing so much. That's why you're willing to drive an hour just to get close. You're trying to make it as easy as possible for someone who you didn't need to make it easy for.
Right.
Right? You were trying to put the connection on your back and force it to work. And you were willing to do whatever you could outside of changing your schedule and outside of facing your fear of flying to make the relationship
Bookies,
work.
I'm not desperate. I just read that comment. I'm not desperate at
You
all.
got
I'm
the you
actually
got the
very
glasses.
gorgeous and
Hold on, wait
educated.
a second. You got the
I'm
glasses
not
on now?
desperate.
Where you find the glasses at? You got them on?
Yeah, I put them on. I
Okay.
went to my room and I put my glasses on.
It was very quiet. So, yes, that's going to be the issue here. You have multiple problems blocking you from connection. Because if you are trying to earn love, you're going to unconsciously, people who try to earn love like that, they believe love has to be earned unconsciously. Normally, they're anxiously
Right.
attached. So that causes them to unconsciously seek out people who they have to play that role for. Meaning, if what I'm saying is true, even if you get another guy, it's probably going to be a lot like this one. This person was not very interested in maintaining the connection. He probably wanted access, but he was not serious about maintaining the connection. Based on how you describe him, if he really wanted to, he would be able to see you frequently enough.
Yes, he can.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. Um, and just to add to that, I often stop him because I am busy with work, and I'm like, hey, I can't, or either I book the room, and then he's like, well, I'm busy, so our schedule was just like conflicting a lot, and so I was just like, you know what, it's hurting to hold on, and leave was better option.
Right. But this time you should stay going because here's the problem. Anytime someone tells me that they're off and on, I already know the relationship does not work.
Right.
Because when you leave, there's a problem. That's why you left, because there's a problem. Then you miss the person or they work their way back in, and then you reconnect with them. Great, you got the person back, but you also got the problem back. If you don't
Right.
solve the problem ain't went nowhere. It's still going to be a problem. You see what I
Right.
mean? So every time you left, it was because of this one issue, and you got back together. That same issue was still there. So there's no point
Yes,
in getting back together with
stagnant.
someone if the problem has yet to be solved.
Right. Very
Right.
stagnant. And I want to add that I was single for 5 years before him.
Mm-hmm.
So I divorced my husband and I remained single for 5 years. I did a lot of meditation, self work, changing my frequency, my mind, my environment. I, I dove headfirst into my job and my education, and I was like, you know what, this is something that is going to keep me sustained, my education, my job, and it has. But then I lacked love, and then I was like, oh, okay, finding many suitors, I found him, and I was like, wow, okay, he's very approachable, we communicate the same. However, like you said, the same problem arises.
Right. Right. So moving forward, I wouldn't do that again.
No, I would never.
Okay.
I would never. But I just really needed for you to confirm that what I thought was right. And that's what the point of this conversation is just confirmation for me.
Okay.
Is exactly what I thought it was, is what it is.
Sounds
And I
good.
appreciate you. And I'm not so far gone. I just needed confirmation, and I needed it from a stranger. And it feels better than hearing it from my grandmother telling me that, oh, he's a good man and he has this and he has that. I have the same.
Okay.
I deserve better, and you definitely confirmed it for me. So thank you so much.
No problem, love. You take care.
Thank you as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. We saved another one, folks. Hopefully. Whoever's in the queue, you cannot come up. No, thank you. I think you have every letter of the alphabet in your name. How did your parents pull that one off? Wow. That's like a Guinness World Record. Okay. All right. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you would like to come up, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I'll bring you up and solve your issue. This is not matchmaking, so abracadabra, whatever the fuck your name is. If you have a question, put it in the chat so I can confirm that you have one. If you don't, you are not coming up. There it is. Hi, bro. I know you don't have a question. I know you don't have a question. You're not going to find a wife here, brother. Go outside and talk to people. Go outside and talk to people, Chief. Do door-to-door sales. Anybody here in need for a husband? Like, do that every time you knock on the door. Huh? Just do that. And do that 1,000 times. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. I'm sure. Thoughts on the last caller? What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that last call, huh? What are we thinking? What does it mean when he spends money on me but doesn't spend time with me? When he does spend time with you, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing when y'all spend time together? Indoors? Lights off? What activities are we engaging in when you are spending time together? Before I give you an answer, I need you to answer that question. It says he doesn't feel the same anymore, but always comes back around to me. We have a good connection. Okay, do you have a question in there? Do you have a question there?
Good morning.
Hello? Hello?
Good morning. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Hello?
All right, that's enough. You hear somebody, like, you say something to somebody and they say hun twice, fuck the conversation. Hey, how about that? How about we just don't do this now? Huh? How about we just, I don't think it was written in the stars for us to have this conversation. If it was, your ears would work. So we probably should just end it, right? Go ahead and call it. Time of death, 9:48. This conversation. You know what we think? Now I need y'all to I need y'all to tell me what y'all think. I need to hear it from the chat. That's what I need. She doesn't know herself fully, or she does, but is afraid of actually taking action. Okay? Bro, I'm Victor from Uganda. Your name doesn't say Victor. Your name says Abracadabra. I trust you can get me one that can suit me, bro. Jesus Christ. Now, we've been together for 6 months, but still haven't been intimate. Is that right? Interesting. Question. My nuts question is why? Because that's very interesting. Man, I love the content. Been following you for months. Appreciate you, bro. I think she's going to get back with him at some point. I was a betting man. You can't trust it when people end things with emotion. There's normally not a lot of finality to it. Not with emotion. When they end things in a way that is detached. So in other words, if it's like an emotional reaction, right? You made them mad. They're like, we're over. Okay, that's not real. That's not a real we're over. A real we're over is like they've been thinking about it and and calmly came to the conclusion that it's not going to work for them. Especially women. Women tend to break up with you mentally first. Men are the ones who are like, now it's over, right? Generally speaking. So I was a betting man. There's probably still some juice we can get out of that lemon for sure. When you do spend time together, it's remind him just taking me to work. How much time do y'all spend together? Do men on dating sites want a real relationship, or are they just looking for hookups? Sounds like you're new here, Barb. Let me enlighten you. So, dating apps are the worst environment to date people in. But I know someone who's gotten married. Sure, there's a lot of people up there. You're going to have outliers. For the most part, not a good spot. To answer your question succinctly, the attractive ones are not. They're probably looking to hook up. It's going to be hard competing for the desirable ones on a dating app. You want to know why? Because they have 300 matches. So it's not an ideal environment to try to lock something down seriously. When do you think it's best to put an internal timeline to exit? I can't answer that question like just generally. It's normally on a case-by-case basis. That's normally something I prescribe to people who are like in very specific circumstances. Like someone who's been waiting for a relation, like a woman. Like I have female clients who are like waiting for a guy to commit. It's like, okay, we'll have an internal timeline. But they've been waiting for a while. Like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. I have one client who like the guy who she's seeing is in it. He's in the relationship, but he's been cheated on twice. One of which was a marriage. So he's very gun shy about commitment, but he's been making progress, like increasing vulnerability. The first problem I helped her solve was stop initiating on her end so much to create the space for him to lean in, which he did. And he's also been opening up a lot more. So there's promise, but ultimately you got to shut it off the pot. So I give her an internal timeline. So that's a situation where I would prescribe something like that. How long should you wait to date before, whoa, my bad, everything refreshed. How long should you wait before you date again after a 2-year relationship at 30? It depends, love. Like when you're ready, it takes as long as it takes. You know, if you're still like actively grieving the loss of that person, then you're probably not ready yet. Normally when people ask that question though, they need a bit longer because they probably aren't used to being by themselves, which is why they're asking the question like, how long, right? It's like a kid in the car. Are we there yet? It's like they really want to arrive where they're going, right? So it's like somebody who really wants to be with someone or can't handle the car ride, aka the singlehood, or isolation. They want to hurry up and get into something. It's normally a bad move. So where the heck do I find a good guy? Why do y'all act like dating apps have always been a thing? Do the shit we've been doing. Do what you would do if dating apps didn't exist. If Hinge and Tinder and Bumble delete it right now, would you be like, oh, I'll never find a husband now? Like, no, you would be like, all right, I guess I got to go to the bar at this point, right? I always tell people to put themselves in static environments. Static environments are environments where you see the same person every time, same people every time you go into that environment. It's the reason why you were able to easily form romantic connections in school and why so many people historically have met their husband or wife through coworkers at their job. Why so many people in today's time want to date their coworker. You got to take more of a community aspect to dating. That's how we have always connected historically. You got to bring that back. So put yourself in more static environments. It is a much better strategy. You take me to work daily, so like a 20-minute ride, that's it. How old are you two? How do you feel about strip clubs? Not a fan. I'm not trying to pay to be horny. Doesn't really strike me as a good investment, to be honest with you. People go with their homeboys. Hey, guys, I got a great idea. Y'all want to get hard together? I don't know why. Never kind of been that guy, to be honest with you. Since a kid, I never really understand it. Let's get hard as a group. What are we doing? Why are we doing that? Could volunteer and charity be a good static environment? Yep, 100%. 100%. Great thing about static environments is it filters for the type of man that you want to meet, right? So if you're going to a volunteer organization, then you're probably vetting for someone who has good character, good heart, kindness. So the environment selects the type of man or woman for you. Dating apps, you don't get that. It's random. It's very random. Icon, I'm not letting you up because you're here for matchmaking. You're here for matchmaking. I can tell. Can read your bio and tell. Do not request up again. Okay, what other kind of questions do we got, people? Remember, if you have a question, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue. Check this bio out of the guy who just requested. Feel free to enter my life. My life is a lifestyle. You're getting blocked. There's no way you're a real person. You can't be real. You're at best an imaginary friend. This is not, you're not flesh and blood human like I am. There's no way you are. There's no way you are. You're an agent of the Matrix. My life is a lifestyle. What are we talking about? Do you have any static environments you prefer to go to now? For a long time, I was the gym, bro. This is technically a static environment. What we're doing right here. Digital environments count. I wouldn't just have that. But when I do this live daily, there's the same people here every time you show up. Yeah, there's new people every time too. So it's like a mixture. But people here know each other. Look what we're about to do. We're about to go to Dallas. Relationships were formed, right? So this counts. Speaking of which, let's bring D Money up so you can talk about it.
What's up?
What's up,
yeah, bro? Perfect timing. I figured I'd come up talk about Dallas while we're waiting on some real people to call, you know?
Right.
So, guys, Marquette and the Mods are getting together in Dallas, August 14th through the 17th. We have a few spots in our Airbnb. We're splitting it. And we got some spots available. We're going to actually make a call this weekend on who's joining us. So if you're interested, shoot me a DM. I will send you a form to fill out. It'll cost about $300 per person to split the Airbnb. But if you want to get your own place in Dallas, you're welcome to do that. We're also getting together in the city on Sunday. So if you're local or if you just want to come for a day trip, you're welcome to join us then. Clients get extra entries for the raffle we're drawing for people to join us. So you do the 1 hour coaching call, you will get 3 additional entries. And if you do the implementation package, you get 3 additional ones. So you can get up to 7 entries if you're interested. Am I missing anything?
The potential Q&A, live Q&A.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing a potential live Q&A Sunday. I'm trying to arrange that right now. What else? Maya's a liar. Don't listen to her. Am I overlooking anything?
I don't think so, brother. Probably
Okay.
open slots and when the decision is going to be made for the raffle.
Oh, yeah. I said those things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's everything.
All right.
Working on that venue. Basically working on that. But yeah, I'll let Marquette answer some more bots. Disappoint them in their search for a rich white husband or wife in
Right.
the United States.
Right.
But you know where to find me.
Exactly. Kiana's hilarious, by the way. But I'm gonna let you down, Danny.
All right.
I'm gonna let you. Kiana, we gotta talk. Okay, questions. Remember, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. Request up, and I will solve your issue. All right. Only if you have a question, though. Jesus Christ. I gotta block some of y'all, man. Y'all keep requesting. And I know what you're here for. And I'm not going for it. Enjoy that block. It's a block party. And you guys sound like you've been doing this for a while. Yeah, it's been a minute. Been in the game, been in the trenches. Quite some time. Quite some time. Are you going to be in Deep Elm? I don't even know what that is, Lele, to be honest with you. Do you believe two people can work on themselves independently and come back together and rebuild a relationship? Sure. Typically, though, takes years. Takes years, Gabby. That's not a... It's been 3 months apart. I've grown so much. No, you haven't. I promise you haven't. Normally, when that happens, years have passed. 2, 3, 4, 5 years. By then, you probably just found somebody else, right? So, do with that what you will. Can you fix after cheating? Who cheated? Your lady or you? Yes, but it requires the participation of the other party. And they normally don't want to do that. Or what inspires you to be a coach? I had a coach at the end of my last relationship. It was very helpful. And he told me I had the mind for it, which I do. So, started helping people around me for free just to validate the idea. Got them really good results, not just dating results, but also like just personal development results. That's my approach that I take to dating. I say that the dating advice you should listen to is advice that makes you a better person in the process, which filters out a lot of nonsense advice online, because a lot of it makes you a worse person, a manipulative person. I had a client today, man, a very manipulative woman. Oh my God. Very manipulative woman. You got to vet these people out here, man. Some people are batshit crazy. Batshit crazy. I won't tell the full story, but I will say this. Shorty needed a lot of validation from men, and she had this thing where she wanted men to remain obsessed with her. She wanted them to remain obsessed with her. So she had all of her exes, just orbiters all around. She had a boundaryless connection with the father of her child. They would go to like doctor's visits together. He would come over to the house at times, not to pick up the child or anything, just like be there, right? And she's been engaged multiple times, both of which she's ended. And it was just based on the premise that she just woke up one day and felt differently. I had to tell him she is essentially consuming male hosts. She gets you to the point to where you have fully chosen her because she wants to feel chosen, and she gets engaged. And then once she gets engaged, that symbolically represents that I have your heart now. Now I don't want it. Certainly not going to marry you, because then we have to actively build something. Now something's going to be required of me. I'm not interested. I just want to know that you wanted me so bad that you wanted to marry me. And she's been trying to convince him to marry her. So much so that she's cut down sets. She's cut sets off. She's like, I'm growing my relationship with God, so I want to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, she's manipulating the fuck out of you, brother. That's not just dismissive, avoidant love. There's some other shit going on with her. There's some other shit going on with her. He told me that he was like, she's admitted to reading like books on manipulation so that she can protect herself. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's not why you're reading them. That's not why you're reading them. Absolutely not. She would intentionally breadcrumb him. Batshit crazy, bro. Beautiful, though. Gorgeous. I told him to leave. Gotta get out of there. Run for the hills. Run for the hills. Wild behavior, right. He's married, but I love him. What can I do? You can move on, love. You probably already cheated with him. Repent. But then move on, man. Move on. Always the pretty ones, well, at least in my experience. There's a little bit of truth to that. You find a baddie who's been single for some time. I had to ask him. I was like, bro, you want a beautiful woman who's also very kind, sweet, and intelligent. But this woman is 31. I don't know. That woman probably would have been snatched up. Now, she could have been divorced, sure. This woman was never married, so something going on. Something going on. All right, again, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue, okay? You can also drop your question in the chat, and I will answer it there. Be advised, callers get first priority, okay? Surprised she was seeking coaching? Who was seeking coaching? Not the woman from the story I just told. It was the guy I was talking to. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing well. I watch you a lot, and I've been kind of taking a lot of your advice with trying to date one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So that story you just told about that woman kind of trying to be manipulative, I think I just had that situation happen to me when dating this guy that I've been dating for 2 months.
Talk to me.
So I know you're going to get me. We met on the Facebook dating.
All right, I forgive you. I'll allow it. Go ahead.
I know how you feel about the dating websites.
Right.
So we were hitting it off well. We talked for like 2 weeks before we went on an official date. We had a great time on our date.
Uh-huh.
We had several other dates after that, probably about 1 to 2 a week.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we built a good emotional connection. I
Right.
felt that we were aligned on a lot of things as far as where we're headed in life, what we want. I'm a divorcee. He's a divorcee. He's a single dad. I'm a single mom. And then kind of out of nowhere, he broke the connection off.
Okay.
But I couldn't help but to feel like he was trying to like make me fall for him somehow.
Why you say
Like
that?
he wanted me to be like in love with him and like, well, he did a lot of reaching out, a lot of affirmations, a lot of communications throughout the day and texting, calling after work, checking in on me, things like that. Trying to solve my issues when I had an issue going on.
And when he ended it, like, how did he end it?
He sent me a text. So we were very big on communication. So we talked like almost every day for 2 months. So I just felt like if you wanted to end it, you could have like could have had a conversation about it versus sending me a text saying that you don't feel a romantic connection, and instead of leading me on, you rather, let it go now than for it to continue.
Right. Right. What did the text say?
He basically said that he feels like my feelings are growing faster than he is, and he doesn't want to lead me on. And then he said the part about not having a romantic connection, and yeah, that was pretty. And he wished me well.
Okay. How many times did y'all see each other?
Well, we were seeing each other like once or twice a week for almost like 6 weeks, and then we had been talking for 2 months before meeting. 2 weeks before meeting, so a total of 2 months.
Did anything significant happen before he ended things?
No, we had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Now, I will say this. I did get him a gift that had like a Father's Day quote on it. And inside of the trinket, it had a I love you tag. Now, I looked at the tag and I was like, I should take this off. I shouldn't put this in here because I don't want him to think that I'm saying that, right? But I just left it in the box. And then when I gave it to him, his immediate response, he got emotional. And then he told me I love you too. And then I was like, oh, that's not what I didn't say I love you. I was kind of taken aback, and I was just
How many days?
shy, so I was like laughing and like, oh.
All right. How many days after Father's Day did he end it?
2. We actually spent the night together on Father's Day at his place, and then Tuesday morning is when he sent the text.
That's what did it. Sound like someone who's avoidantly attached. Or fearful avoidant.
My ex was avoidant, so I probably am attracting that.
Well, you don't necessarily attract it. A lot of times you choose it. But
well, I'm choosing, yeah.
Yeah. So either avoidant or fearful avoidant. Without like hearing more details, maybe there's more going on. It typically would end things once there's like a significant event of some sort. Significant meaning like the event serves as a bridge to deepening intimacy. So you spent Father's Day with him, right? That's something that I would consider to be significant.
Okay.
Right? And then you got him a gift that made him emotional. Experiencing those emotions may reveal to him that he actually does have feelings for you, which freaks them out. And then when they get freaked out, they tend to leave the connection. They'll rationalize a reason for leaving.
Okay. Yeah, and then I had asked for a phone conversation since he just sent the text, and the only thing he really could say was that I just didn't feel a spark. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, so you're
And
not
then
going
I
to get.
said, well, why did you say you love me? And then he said, I do love you. I'm like, what? This makes no sense.
It's not going to.
So I was like, yeah, I don't even want to continue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything. I did block him.
Good.
Because I don't want him to try to circle back.
Right. Yeah, it's not going to make sense because they're rationalizing a reason. They're afraid, and then so they leave, and then they have to come up with a logical reason to justify the exit. That's all that's happening. You pushing for an explanation is just going to frustrate you because it's not going to make sense to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't think about the significant event. That makes a lot of sense.
You didn't do anything wrong here, though.
He said I didn't. That's what he kept saying. You didn't do anything wrong. It's nothing that you done. I do, care for you. I think you're a wonderful person. So I didn't know if I was being love bombed, if he was trying to bait me into falling for him to play a game,
No, that's not how it goes. It sounds like there was probably a little bit of love bomb in there, but it wasn't like. It doesn't sound like it was intentional. It sounds like he liked you until you freaked him out and then he left. And you freaking him out has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with like how he is kind of wired and the fears that he has.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you, all right?
All right, you too.
Mm-hmm. Feel for it, though. It's quite the experience. People pull the rug from up under you, man. It's like, what are you to do in a situation like that? I know a lot of people, they just like take themselves out of the dating game entirely when they have a couple of those experiences. Being 58 and caregiver of my mom with dementia, will men be reluctant to talk to me because of her? Some may, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. You may have just lost interest. You don't lose interest that fast. That's not how that works. I think more men are avoidant than anxious. Yeah, it's like, I don't have any kind of data to support it, but that's been my intuition. Avoidant attachment is more like has more of a masculine orientation. You associate avoidance with masculinity or like men, and then anxiousness with women. It matches the cliches about the sexes. He just didn't love her enough to stay. It's an oversimplification. It like aligns with that whole mentality of like, if the person likes you, they just didn't like you enough. It's like, it's oversimplification. Sometimes that's true. It does happen. When we talk about attachment styles, like it's a different beast entirely. Someone who has ADHD, I struggle with social cues. What social cues should I pick up on when dating? There's no way I possibly can answer that question, brother. No way possible. Like, there's so much nuance. So much nuance. You might gotta hop on YouTube University. What questions would you ask a person to determine if they are avoidant? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. There are clues in their past, such as if you ask somebody like, how did they get over their last like relationship? a lot of avoidantly attached people will say like, I just did. They won't really know how to answer the question because it doesn't make sense to them because they don't do anything special but distract themselves. They like to stay busy so they don't have to feel. Also, the length of previous relationships can kind of correlate with it, but even then, that's not an exact science either. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. You want to decrease your odds of dealing with an avoidant? Get off of dating apps. When will you listen to me? Get off of dating apps, okay? Dating apps are a cesspool for avoidantly attached individuals. Do you want to know why that's the case? Think about it. Tell y'all, the pool that you date in matters. The environment that you date in matters because it influences behavior and it selects for a specific type of individuals. The avoidantly attached person fears losing their independence. They fear intimacy. They also like to distract themselves from losing someone they cared about with another person. Where's the perfect environment for them to operate that way? Where they can quickly find somebody else. Dating apps. I would bet there is a huge overrepresentation of avoidantly attached people on dating apps. You're literally going to the store where they are sold and then confused as to why the person was avoidant. I'm telling you to get off those apps for a reason. You got to trust me. Okay? You got to trust me. So people on dating apps could just be using you to get over someone else. That happens a lot of times. I've told people when I was most active on dating apps was when I was the most emotionally unavailable. The most emotionally unavailable. That's when I was the most active. All right. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Can an avoidantly attached person have a healthy relationship? They work on it. When is a good time to follow up about a date plan? No response yet, but she's seen the message. What message did you send her? What did you say? What did you say, Chief? How did y'all meet? Then I wonder if I'm avoidant since I've been on dating sites. That's not how it works. I'm not saying that if everyone you meet on a dating app is going to be avoidantly attached. I'm not avoidantly attached. I used them in the past. What I'm saying is there's a higher probability that the person that you meet with on a dating app is going to have avoidant attachment. There's just more on those dating apps. I have no proof. It's an intuition. It makes logical sense. I'm an avoidant person, but if it's because I feel like my person doesn't understand, what makes you think that you're avoidant? Have a plan, but is there anywhere she would like to check out since she is new to the city? So you were asking her where she would like to go for the date. That's what your message was. Is that what you're saying? Please confirm. Kind of try to type faster if you can. Got it. I'm done with them. Makes sense what I've been coming across. Yeah, you'll find a lot of avoidantly attached people on dating apps. A lot of them. So don't use them. How do you tell an avoidant they're avoidant? Here's my question to you. Why do you want to tell an avoidant they're avoidant? What do you think you are accomplishing? Any advice for women? Hold on. Wifey just asked me a question. Any advice for women with father wounds and constantly attracting emotionally unavailable men? Would you say that you're anxiously attached, Taylor? Does that resonate with you? Answer that question. I'll answer the one you just asked me. Have an idea for the date, but she was considering somewhere she may want to check out since she's new. How did y'all meet? Do you want to just call in, bro? Let's just call in. Y'all get better answers when you call in. That's why I encourage you to do it. You know what's funny? Sometimes, like, what's really difficult about talking to both men and women is there's a lot of nuance, and then some truths are very hard truths. So I posted a video talking about how I was talking to a woman who called in on the live. So I posted a clip on social media. We were talking about how situationships are bullshit because a lot of people enter into these casual connections thinking that they're not going to get attached, especially women. And I'm like, you're going to, though. Like, you're going to. Like, biologically, you're going to. You sleep together, oxytocin is released. Oxytocin is the bonding chemical. You keep doing that with a particular person, you're going to bond with them. They're going to become emotionally significant to you. There's no way to avoid it. The only way you can avoid it is if you've done that so much that you've just fried your system. You confused your body. It's like, all right, we're just bonding with the whole block, huh? All right. But like, if that's not the lifestyle you live, yeah, you're absolutely going to bond with them. You can't like will it away. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way at all. It's going to happen. Same thing happens to men to a lesser degree. So there's a woman who commented on that, and they were like, men do not attach to women casually. I'm like, yes, the fuck we do. What do you mean? There are many men who fail for a bop, and they never intended to. Many men have done that. They've admitted to doing that. They went in being like, shorty's a bop, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go hit and get out of there. Then they enjoyed themselves. She's cool. And they kept seeing each other, and then he fell for her. Many relationships start off casually because the man falls as well. There was another woman who commented, and she said, she agreed with the original commenter. She said, they really don't. I have experienced it. The men can walk easy. And I looked at her profile picture. Chopped cheese. This isn't the conversation about you, love. This is not saying that every time it happens, a man's going to fall for you. If you don't cross a certain threshold, yeah, you're going to be used for one purpose only. Hard truth. Unless you kind of like play in your league, which a lot of people don't do when they get on dating apps. They try to like really punch above their weight. But if I say that to her, then I'm being mean. So it's like now I have to leave her to this delusion that men don't attach sexually. No, we do. It's just you got to cross a certain threshold first. Anyway, we'll leave that one alone. We will leave that one alone. They always think the grass is greener when it's not. Who? Who thinks the grass is greener? How do you know if he loves you if he isn't avoidant? Are you like currently seeing a avoidant person, Dr. Merlene? Or are you reflecting on the past situation? To give you peace of mind, I would tell you this. Avoidantly attached people are only avoidantly attached with people who are emotionally significant to them. They are not avoidantly attached, or they don't behave in an avoidantly attached way if they don't care about you. Doesn't make the experience of it any better, right? Why would a man wait after 3 years to break up saying he lost passion and don't see a future? I mean, that's probably, we don't have to overcomplicate it, though. It's probably exactly what he said. Issue is, I'm not saying this is exactly your situation, but this is a problem. Hold on. Oh, someone explained it to her for me. I'm free. So, issue is, a lot of people enter into relationships off vibes and vibes alone. It's just the vibe. They just enter into relationships based on chemistry. I like him. I like her. Right? That's part of it. The other part of it is, do we work? Is this realistic? Can we work? Do we have shared vision and values? Compatibility. People do not think about compatibility because people often do not think about the future. They think about the now. So most people. It's part of the reason why relationships are so fucked up. People don't choose the right person to begin with because they're not thinking about having a future with that person. They're thinking about a fantasy future, sure. Thinking about what their kids will look like and shit like that. But they're not thinking about the practicality of like, what's the reality of our connection? Like, does this actually make sense? Will this work? Look at the previous caller, but the earlier caller, who was in a long distance relationship, who was afraid to fly and didn't want to drive like that, who broke up with this guy 3 times over 2 years because of him not proactively trying to see her. That's the type of connection that is birthed from that orientation of not thinking about the practicality of the connection. It's like, okay, you don't like to do the activities that would make long distance work, such as traveling. So that's going to add a lot of friction to this connection. I don't think you really know someone until you've lived together. I don't think you ever really know someone be honest with you. You know them to a point. I don't think a lot of people really even know themselves, but I don't want to get philosophical. Why waste the girl's time? I'm kind of confused, love, because did you listen to everything I just said? This being your follow-up question would suggest you didn't listen to everything I just said. What you just said comes from a place of someone intending to get with you, knowing they're not going to be with you. What I'm saying is people don't even really put that much thought into it to begin with. So there was no intention. It just was, let's enjoy this ride until I don't enjoy the ride no more. Or maybe they get to a point where they actually do start thinking about the future and then they don't see you in it. And then that's when the breakup occurs. I'm 35, no husband, no kids, and I'm in a panic. It's crazy. What is your advice for me? The advice I give on this live all the time, love. Just apply it to your situation. Just apply it to your situation. As a woman, priority, look good. Unfair, I know, but it is reality. You gotta look good. So, look good. Do what you can to make sure that's in check. Everything else comes after that. In terms of attraction, not your personal life. Do what you want in your personal life, like hobbies, activities, personal growth, yada, yada, yada. That's all good, should be prioritized. But when it comes to attraction, yeah, you gotta do what you can, look the best you can. And then those static environments. Like I always say, static environments. Get off those apps. You are wasting your time. It's a lottery. That's what the apps are. It's a lottery. Some people win the lottery, though. Not a lot of people. But some people do win it. So if that's the game you want to play, play it. But the odds are not in your favor. Especially considering that they proactively... This is one also, something that's missing from the counterpoint a lot of people make about dating apps is a lot of dating app success stories were like pre-COVID. Them shits became super trash after COVID. They progressively get worse year after year. Okay, last minute questions, people. We're going to cut things off early tonight. Last minute questions. Drop them in the chat before I dip out. Why should I attract people? Why should I look good to attract someone who looks good when those are the people who cheat? A lot of assumptions built into that one, love. What makes you think attractive people cheat? There's people who cheat. I don't think their level of attractiveness is a guarantee that they're going to engage in that behavior. Right? How did you come to that conclusion? You look look good because that increases your odds of, you said earlier, the good looking ones have more options. Right. But I'm sure if you would define the type of person you want to be with, they're probably going to be a person who is like desirable. Desirable people are going to always have more options. That doesn't mean that they act on those options. And when I say desirable, I don't just mean looks either. I mean anything that somebody would desire about the person they choose. I've definitely had ugly shawties that cheat. Absolutely. Absolutely. That people cheat for sure. To her point though, I mean, you can argue that the odds are higher to a degree based on the optionality the person has, but I wouldn't I wouldn't put that much stock into it. Typing like Danny. I truly want to understand why it is a problem that I do not accept gifts from men. Why do you not accept gifts from men? What is your reason for that? How do you increase self-confidence? Be more capable. Go out there and slay some dragons. You'll be more confident. Assuming you're a man. Go out there and slay some dragons. You'll be more confident. Do things that make you proud of yourself. Hmm. How can I talk about my feelings without blaming the other person? Use I statements like I feel this way when this occurs. Don't talk about like you never. No, just I. Just focus on what you're feeling and then what caused the feeling. Because I don't need them. I'm a genuine person and take into account who a person is more than what they can do for me. Okay. Sounds like you're attaching a meaning to the action of receiving a gift that doesn't need to be there. I'd be like, hey, you want to ride me to the store? No, I have my own vehicle and I can drive myself and I don't need anyone else to drive me. You see? Like we can extend that same logic to other situations. Hey, I made you this food. I can make my own food. I cook for myself and I don't judge people and their character based off of them cooking for me because I can cook for myself. You see, it doesn't make sense anymore when you apply it across the board. So why are you applying it specifically to gifts? Something going on there. There's some meaning that you're attaching to it, probably based on like your past. I accept gifts, but I feel like I have to return it. You mean like after the relationship ends, or like what? All right, people. I'm about to head out. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I'll be live again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. My anxious attachers, anxiously attached people. I have a video in my bio that is specifically for you. It is my top 4 tips that I give people who are anxiously attached who hire me as a coach. By the way, if you would like to hire me as a coach, this icon right here, hit that button that looks like it below, shoot me a message, and I'll send you the link for it. What else? Again, if you want to go on the Dallas trip, follow Danny, shoot Danny a message, and he will send you a form to fill out. Okay? Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.